Morning, y'all. How's everybody doing? Well, I am going to put on some makeup. And I told y'all I would do this way, and I'm going to. And that is, I've gone ahead and put on my eyeliner, my base, and lipstick. But I said that I was going to use this Sigma Sculpt and Highlight Contour Kit. So this is Sigma Sculpt, and that's from SigmaBeauty.com if y'all want to get it. And I really do like it. Y'all heard me say I love the packaging. Y'all, I do love anything gold and sparkly and glittery and pink. Anyway, but this is their highlight and contour palette. So what do you see in that? By the way, don't get rid of these if you are going to travel with a palette, because this does help protect the palette when you're traveling from cracking up and all that sort of stuff. Or at least getting everywhere if it does crack up. So here is the actual palette. So it's this is a no shine highlighter, so it's a true like sheen. It's not sparkly. And then you've got some shades that could be really, really dark, and some shades that could be really, really neutral. And because of those, you can use these same exact shades for doing your eyes. And because of popping, this one right here, it's got a pink undertone to it. You could use that for your blush. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I have already also prepped my eyes with Too Faced Shadow Insurance. Not Too Faced. What is it? I'm so sorry. Urban Decay Shadow Potion? Anyway, the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. Makes it just a little bit tacky but smooth. It kind of fills in the potholes and makes it smooth. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to this Shine On. And I'm using a Sigma E55 shadow brush. And I'm just going to go under the brow with this. Look at that. That is a perfect highlight, y'all, for under the brow. And it should be if it's a facial highlighter, but not all of them are out there. And then I'm also going to put some on the inner corner and across the lid. And that is what I would have normally done anyway. So it's good that I have a really good highlighter in the kit that I can use for under the brow. Always go a little past the brow. And you also can just kind of back and forth. It gets in the pores better when you do that. And then kind of feed it down a little bit to kind of blend it out. And again, on the inner corner, and I just go straight up, down, right past the tear duct. And that basically gets that whole inner corner. Did I get it right there? It just wakes it up. And then use what's the rest to go across the lid. I actually did work a little too much of that off. There we go. And you can get a nice highlight color on your lid. Kind of round that out a little, make it pretty. I never go all the way to the edge because I'm going to use a darker color for the edge, the outer edge. Okay, so now I am going to use my fluffy brush. This is the Large Fluff E50 from Sigma. And I am going to use this Throw Shade right here. Throw Shade. Actually, I'm going to take a little 24K, a little Throw Shade, and a little Faking It. And that will blend. And I'm going to start from the outer area, the transition area between the brow and the crease. And just as I do this, those three colors will kind of blend on my skin. And that's just a good transition point. Isn't that great? And it's contour colors. Some people would use this for a highlighter. On darker skin, that'd be really pretty, or tan skin, that'd be really pretty. It's a darker highlighter because it's more gold bronzy colored. And then Throw Shade's just kind of a neutral color for anything. And Faking It is kind of like a cool tone. That's a warm tone brown. When I say brown, I take that loosely because it's not really a brown. It's like tan, which is why it's in the contour kit. Excuse me. Just make sure you're all evened up on both sides. That was weird. I thought I saw something moving out of the corner of my eye, and it was Velvet in stealth mode coming up and sitting. Like, she's like a cat. I love cats. I'm allergic to them, so I can't have a cat, but I love them. I've rescued cats. So I held them long enough to get them out of a bad situation and get them to someone. But I can't own a cat. Like, even after I rescue a cat, I have to, like, I try to pick them up with I keep a towel in the back of my car and a huge blanket for any animals I might pick up that are strays. So the blankets kind of give them a sense of security and warm and cuddliness, and also it protects the back end of my car. And then I also have a beach towel in case they're wet when I pick them up, because I have had this big, huge German Shepherd I could barely lift once. Oh my gosh, it was so heavy. But it's so good that God put that dog in my path and knew that I would pick it up, because when I took it to the place, a vet actually took it and said, this dog does have heartworms, but it's old and we will manage it down until this dog is having a good life. Other than that, just a little arthritis. And because I'm a vet, when it's time to put the dog down, I will do it. And until then, this dog could still enjoy a nice life. I was so blessed and thankful, y'all. Okay, so now I'm using hollow. And I'm using, this is an E45. It's a tapered blender, so I roll it because the ones on the bottom are shorter than the ones on the top, which is what gives it the taper. But also, if you just do like that, you're not going to get all the bristles. Alright, and this is a very dark one if I remember correctly. Yeah, so you don't need much of the back and forth motion in the crease, actually. Look at me, I say that, now it's actually not as dark as I thought it was. Then right above my little liner. And that just gives a little depth to your crease, that's all it does. I always add a little darker color in my crease. You don't have to. Lots of people stopped before I did this, and they were like, no, I'm happy with that. But I always add a little bit of depth in my crease. That's just me. That's just me. There we go. Okay, also this color, this darker color, is good for lining. So I'm using, this is an E20. It's called a short shader. Most people call this a smudge brush. But it is a short, very densely packed. So because of that, I can actually use it as a liner, because it's very dense. I start back here and just go right through the lashes. And it just deposits color in the lashes and directly below them. And with what's left over, I go through the brow. And it just reinforces the brow. You know, for when you're thinning in the brow, you have an area that you're trying to reshape a little bit. That's what this is really good for. Like filling in the front just a little bit with what's left over. It doesn't really have that much, but look at the difference that made. Yeah. Oh, this is fun. Yeah, I love it. Love it. Right, so again, right back here at the back tear duct, I say that's not a tear duct, back corner. Go through the lashes and it deposits it in between the lashes and right below it. And then again, what's left over, we go through the brow with it. It just helps the brow look a little thicker than it actually is. Kind of fill in some areas that need a little oomph. Right here in the front. I change it to up and down and just kind of, just like if you're doing the wispy motions with an actual brow pencil. I just do that with the brush. Just kind of fill in. It's so hard to get them exactly even, isn't it? And like I always say, at some point, it's just like, it's enough. That's enough. I mean, don't like have one half brow. You know, don't, unless it's a special event. If it's just daily, man, just I'm gonna brush through just to make sure it doesn't look so brushed on. Brush through and that little hairs come up. That one out that way. Oops, that way. More. The bang's getting it. If you go a little backwards like that, it kind of makes the hair stand up. Looks a little better. I like this liner brow brush, by the way. This is an It Cosmetics one. It's got the, for those of you who do dip, what's it called? Dip aid? Pomade? Whatever. A cream color for your brow. That's really good. And then, of course, it's got your little spoolie on the other end. And I really do like that. So, excuse me. That was gross. Okay. So now I'm going to use, which one of these? I think I'm just going to use this Faking It, because it's a cooler tone bronzer. And I'm going to stay right above where I have this natural indent. I'm going right there, above it. And that's what kind of, and I kind of do more at an angle, almost diagonal up and down. And what that does, then I come under here to give me an actual cheek, because I have chipped my cheeks. I don't have much cheeks. You see the difference? Just kind of, it leaves it back here white. That gives you a lift, a facelift. Again, and I literally have to hold it different to cross over my chest. Straight up and down, like that. Stay above this area where it's natural. You're just trying to emphasize it. You don't want to, and then come over. I come in right here and here because I'm so cheeky there, y'all. Trying to give myself a little hollow. And then under my nose, blow out, because what that does is make your nose look a little shorter. Because I have and any leftovers, I'm kind of going up in this outer area. Just kind of darkening it. What does that do? It makes the inner area look a little brighter. It just gives a little bit of a shadow. And then, of course, I'm going to use a little under my chin. I do back and forth, literally back and forth like that. Coming up where the jowl is there, up where the jowl is there. And then I blend it out. What does that do? It creates a shadow. You can do it also right here. Just make sure you stay below the chin line, right under it, and then blend down really good, or you'll have a line all the way past your ear. I learned that from Kim Kardashian's professional makeup artist. Under, don't come up here, stay down here, like that. See how it made a shadow? And then blend down really good, or you'll have a line. And then for me, I also come up on the chin a little because I have a very pronounced, kind of a large bulbous chin, like my large bulbous nose. It's all about shading. And whether or not you like your bulbousness. I mean, some people are like, I ain't going to mess with my bulbousness. Okay, the other thing is, this Poppin' has got a pink to it. This one right here in the middle, it's got a shimmer also, so it's going to be a highlight. So, light hand, and stay away from your crow's feet. Come right past your crow's feet. I think I've got a little zit there. That shows you're still young. Ooh,